No patient has claimed any harm. Again, I'm the receiving end of these absurdities, and we don't have the political will to stop these agencies run amok from being kangaroo courts and overstepping their legal bounds. And they're being used by CARES Act funding that went to push a vaccine-only agenda, and they don't counter any of the claims I made. And so when I have to defend myself in front of these boards, which I've successfully done, and I allude to the science and say, show me where I'm wrong, they don't, because they know they can't.
But it wastes your time.
It's an absolute
right?
waste of money and time. Tens and tens and tens of thousands of dollars on legal fees because I've exceeded what my malpractice insurance will cover, just to protect my professional life for telling the truth. And every time I do these interviews or podcasts, I say, look, if I'm wrong, show me where, bring better data. Crickets. Nobody wants to have that difficult conversation. And again, going back to egos in medicine, they don't want to say, oh gosh, I could have done something that maybe harmed my patient. Certainly I'm viewed as a heretic, but who's even worse are these colleagues who were completely in the narrative of shot only, this, that, and the other, and now have looked at the science, done that necessary reading, and now they're the apostates, not the heretic. And the apostate is, in terms of evangelizing truth, stronger, but also they're the bigger target now as well. And so, getting philosophical about all of this stuff, it's fascinating to see that here we are 3 years into this with a virus that has evolved into something that for most people is a common cold, and shots that are expired because the variants they cover are all extinct. I mean, it's an absurdity that these shots are even on the market at all. And yet 3 years later, we're still seeing brilliant physicians and educators and scientists being attacked for simply calling out the truth. Turbo cancer is a new kind of slang term that people are using around the world. A colleague of mine in Sweden coined the term in one of her papers. And what she was seeing as a breast pathologist that sees a lot of breast cancer over her many years of practice, she noticed young women developing cancer after the rollout of the injections, and she noticed that these cancers were more aggressive and spreading more quickly. So the turbo cancer just means a cancer that's behaving in a more aggressive manner than in science. We know how most cancers behave over a period of time. And these cancers, because of the dysregulation of the immune responses and the suppression of the immune system by these genetic-based injections and so many other mechanisms, these cancers that normally would be kept in check by the body are unexpectedly growing very quickly. Vitamin D will tell which genes to turn on and off to tune your immune system. Works like a nice symphony. Magnesium at bedtime, citrate, glycinate, threonate, mobilizes your vitamin D from your fat stores into circulation where it can turn those genes on and off. Vitamin K2 in conjunction with magnesium will push calcium to your bones where it belongs instead of plaquing in your arteries. Those are three simple supplements. Good for fighting off cancer. For any of these injuries, mitochondrial injury, heart injury, chronic fatigue, Epstein-Barr, those are some of the simplest things you can do.